Are we live? I do not know. Are we live? Yes, I'm going to check and see if we are live. We are live. Very, very good. Hey, Denny Van here. I do believe we are live. I'm using a different platform. So I just want to make sure everything's working, looking good. Most excellent. Very, very cool. Okay, so really quick, I am Denny Van, and I help you accelerate your personal and spiritual growth. And we're on session 4 of 5 of the Transformation Lab. And so some of you don't know who I am. So really quick, who am I? I am one of the creators of Heartfelt Awakening, and that is also the name of our group. And this is a group of people we've come together as a community because so many of us are going through a spiritual awakening, if you will. I'm just going to come out and say it. It's a spiritual awakening, creating these shifts within you and not reacting to the world around us. So during these 5 days together, during this transformation lab, we are going through and learning how to treat this process like a scientist would. So we're looking at ourselves in the 4 cornerstones of our life. Where are you in connection to your mind, body, breath, and spirit? And on day 1, if you're watching today for the first time, remember, this is the 4th training, so you want to go back to day 1. On day 1, we took a snapshot of where we are on those 4 areas of our life using the pain scale, 1 to 10. And so this is used in the science community and the medical community. 1 meaning no pain at all. Got it. 10, oh my gosh, there's so much pain, something's got to give now. So where are you? And we answered these questions and we totaled them, and we got a total number, 80 being the largest number that you can get. So be sure to go back to session 1. And I want to invite you to download the workbook that goes with this series of trainings. This is a true masterclass that we're offering here from the stage to Kindred Women Empowered. And we are a group of coaches, and our intention is to provide you with value, with life-changing skills, with content you can use right now in your life to make your life the reality you want to experience. So I invite you to go ahead and download the workbook that goes with this. And I will be leaving the link, and it's in the first video. And you just type in the word homework. So if you send our messenger bot, the link will be here. Send the messenger bot the word homework, and you will get the download right away. So you don't have to sign up for anything, give your email away, or anything like that. And you can unsubscribe at any time. We want you to take advantage of these trainings that we're going to be offering you. And so today is day 4 of our time together during this series that we're calling the Transformation Lab, because what we're doing is we're treating this process like a scientist would. So we have a snapshot of where we are on day 1. And then session 2 is slide creation and plate activation. And we get into detail. And this is a tool that you are the tool. You are it. And it shows you how to use your tool, this body, the seen part and the unseen part, the physical part and the metaphysical, working together as your wholeness. And so you learn this tool and how to manifest the reality that you want. And so many of us know about the law of attraction, but we might be thinking it's not working, these kind of things. Maybe I'm not using it right. This makes it crystal clear on how to create a slide and activate the plate. And this is you. This is all you. And so what you're given is a model that you apply to yourself. And this is where the magic happens. Then on session 3, we learned about what your most precious gift is. And so many of us might identify as an empath or highly sensitive to other people's emotions, or maybe even reactive because there might be some past traumas or unresolved issues that haven't been healed and integrated into your wholeness. And so now today we're going to learn The third one we learned how you are, what is your most precious gift, and is your focus, attention, and awareness. And marketing knows this, and how everything in our external world, we have to decide what we're saying yes to. Because even if we're saying yes to something that we don't want, we're saying yes to it. So this was a powerful tool to show you what is your most precious gift. And as somebody who's an empath or an energy worker or a healer, it's very, very important to connect with your most precious gift. And then today we're talking about how you are the genie and the bottle, and we're introducing a very simple tool that you can begin to start using right away in how to create this healing team. We're introducing the process transformation method, and you're learning how you are the genie and the bottle, and you're discovering how these unresolved traumas that we may have, how from the past could be preventing you or making you feel stuck in moving forward in the direction you want to go. So we talked about your current reality and your desired reality. And we talked about where are you with your current reality and where do you want to be with your desired reality. And the difference between that is resistance. And so today we're going to be talking about how to close that gap in resistance. Very good. So if you're on, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you are listening in from. Very, very good. So if you want to, we are following along in session 4. And that quick review so that you know to go back and start from session 1 if you haven't already. And so following along with the homework, because I'm following along right with you in the workbook so that you can apply this to yourself, because what I don't want to do is give you more head knowledge. We have enough knowledge already. This is teaching you how to go inside and use the knowledge you already have, because there's nothing that needs to be fixed. So here we're talking about the genie and the bottle and how you are the genie and the bottle. So we're human beings, or most of us should be being human, right? So this being human part, the being part of us is the larger part of us. However, it's not seen. We can't use our 5 senses to detect it, but we know it's there because this body is being animated. So there's the bottle, which is the physical part of me, and the genie, which is the metaphysical, the unseen part of me. This is the electricity, the chi animating this body. So if we can understand this and understand that we can perceive from either of these perspectives, it's kind of like what nature and science show us, where you have a scale, the old-fashioned scale, not the digital ones, where you have the fulcrum and then you have the moving scales. Well, the fulcrum doesn't move, but without the fulcrum, the scales can't move. And the scales don't really see the fulcrum. They just know which one's heavier and which one's lighter, right? They can only see, oh, that must be better. Look, I'm down here. Or, oh, look, things are changing. Things are getting better. But it's constantly moving and changing. This is the human part of us. For example, I'm Denny. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm a teacher. I'm a friend. I'm all of these things, but none of these things are who I really am. So when you discover that there's a part of you that is larger, and I'd like to give you a resource to check out a TED Talk. Jill Bolte Taylor, she did a TED Talk called A Stroke of Genius, and she's a neurologist, and she talked about her own experience having a stroke. And while she was having this stroke, she connected to this larger part of her. And she said within the talk, she said, I couldn't understand how this large part of me, this me that I am, could fit in this tiny little body. So she was perceiving from this larger unseen part of us. We don't have to have a stroke to perceive from this. And now science is showing us that there's a frequency we create from the inside. They're calling it coherence. And how to create this coherence is when you bring your mind and your heart into a frequency. called coherence. Now, the brain and the mind, it has its own frequency and can be measured. The heart has its own frequency. But when we consciously bring these two together and create this space inside, this is what science is calling coherence, or this is what the sages and the master call awakening. You're shifting to this larger, unseen, powerful part of you. This is where the magic happens. And even science says when we create this coherence within our body, this is where magical healings happen. If you're familiar with Joe Dispenza's work, that this is where good hormones are released and healing happens from this space. And you have to get clear. So today we're going to be introducing the process transformation method. And this is a tool that you can use that as these unconscious parts of us begin to emerge. For example, if you're triggered with something or you're angry about something and you just don't understand what is going on, you know, intellectually, you know, you've done the spiritual work and you understand everything intellectually, yet your body is telling you something different. You're having reactions to your five sensory world. And so many of us are not understanding what is going on because we're looking at our five sensory world. But what we don't understand is what's already happened has happened. You can't change it. You can't change what we see, hear, feel, taste, touch. It has to start in the larger unseen part. And so this work teaches the subconscious how to heal these unseen parts, these unconscious parts, make them conscious, let go of the reactions to the ocean, but integrate these parts into the healing team that you are. And the healing team that you are is your conscious awareness, your unconscious awareness, where some of these parts are hidden, and then the subconscious, which sees both. And it sees both, like you were up in the stands of a soccer field and you can see the whole field. But sometimes you can't see the holes. So what we're doing, we're becoming consciously aware of something that's happening in our experience, something that maybe is on a scale of 1 to 10, a 5 or above, something that maybe gives us pain and we want to change. So then what happens, we become consciously aware of, now we're on the playing field and we can see those holes, but those holes are unconscious past experiences that wake up during our current experience and sometimes takes over our reactions to what's going on. So sometimes we get triggered and all of a sudden we're behaving in ways that might surprise us. And we understand that it's not us. So if that's you, listen up. This is a tool that you can use to begin to heal these. And I'm working with clients right now where their anxiety levels are a 9 and 10. And within 10, 15 minutes, those anxiety levels are down to a 1 or a 0. This is faster than taking any pill, right? So this is a tool that you can use, but first you have to connect with your most precious gift. And that's why we went over on day 3 what your most precious gift is, and that's your focus, attention, and awareness. So the first step is to become aware. Oh, anger is coming. What we tend to say is, I am angry, right? So now we begin to recognize anger is coming. Now our focus is on this anger, and we can say this anger is maybe a 7. I'm just making something up, but listen up because this is the process. So maybe I'm looking at this and saying, oh, this anger is a 7. The first step is to become consciously aware. Now I'm on the playing field. Now the unconscious begins to wake up. And the subconscious can see what's happening in the conscious field and can see all the entanglement and where it begins in the unconscious. And the subconscious begins to reprogram in the order it sees everything in, begins to reprogram this so that it's working in the background. So you don't even have to be consciously aware of it. And it's happening on an unconscious level where the unconscious is becoming more conscious. It's becoming more conscious because it's now being integrated with your healing team. And now I know I talked about in video one, session one, how there's nothing that needs to be fixed. This healing team is your conscious awareness, your unconscious, and the subconscious all working together. So that means there's nothing outside of you that you need to make these program changes. And these program changes happen on the programming that we're giving within our behaviors, our ideas, our beliefs, and our past experiences. So we're able to do this on a subconscious level. Some may even call it the super conscious level, because on this level, this is where we're all connected. And if one person is healing on this level, and we're doing this as a side, I want to open up an invitation for you to join our subscription, because we do this on a weekly basis as a group. And as a group, if one person is working on something and we're doing it together, we're all having it worked on, and all of us see changes in areas that we didn't dream possible and we didn't even become consciously aware of. The work was happening on such deep levels. And this work is again based on Dr. Gary Flint work, his work, Dr. Gary Flint. So you're welcome to Google him. He's got amazing books. Check him out on Amazon. And I do have a YouTube mind map summary of this process that he has. But I've tweaked it to include EFT, the chakra system, Maslow's hierarchy of need, and some concepts and exercises from reality transurfing, and of course the law of attraction, all of the universal laws. So we've kind of made a unique framework that as you begin to apply this, and they're super simple, as you begin to apply this, you see massive shifts and massive changes. I'm working with people who have experienced abuse as a child, having issues in their current reality, going through this process as we bring things in. The beauty of this work is, if it's a trauma that you may be experiencing that prevents you from moving forward in your goals and your purpose, the beauty of this work is you don't have to talk about it. You only have to think about it. You only have to put your focus, awareness, and attention on it. Then the subconscious sees that, and it sees all of the sequences of the holes in the playing field. And it goes right to those holes, which are in the unconscious. It goes right to them and begins working on it, integrating all of its wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and releasing the emotional reactions to the ocean. So now you're able to look at it or put your focus and awareness on it and not have the reactions you had maybe at one time, or the triggers you had maybe at one time. And so this is coming from somebody who's been diagnosed with PTSD. So I do this work and have been doing this work for many years. And this work and the work that I do with my clients, I'm finding that group work is the most powerful. So even if you're watching this later and you're not even watching it live and you go through the demonstration, you're getting the work done. The first step in doing this work is asking permission. So as you're watching this, you're giving permission. And so I'm following along in our homework. Here we are in our homework in the thread. It says the process transformation method is a self-directed healing. So if you're filling that in, that's in the workbook for session 4. So the process transformation method is a self-directed healing because you are the healing team. The only thing I'm doing is giving instructions. And then what I do is I use a pendulum for the energy work. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So do I have permission for you to go through the conscious mind and through the unconscious and connect with the unconscious? So it's showing me a yes. So I work with this pendulum. If you do energy work, all this is an extension of the energy that we're all connected to. And it's just showing me a yes. And then a nice circular motion shows me a yes. A complete stop is a no, or sometimes an I don't know. And then a reversal is showing me that there's some polarization going on with whatever or whomever I'm working with. So this is what I use to guide people through the process transformation method so that you can learn it yourself. And so yesterday, I gave you homework and I asked you, with your current reality, where are you on the scale of 1 to 10? And with your desired reality, where are you? And then that gap, how much is that gap on the scale of 1 to 10? 1 meaning no gap at all. I'm manifesting, I'm on my way, I'm fulfilling my desires and my purpose, everything's good. Or 10, my current reality is nothing like my desired reality. It's a 10, something's got to change. So where are you? And what we want to do is we want to start focusing in on this, because remember, we're working with conscious awareness. And as soon as we start focusing in on the pain, oh my gosh, the pain's a 7. I'm a 7 right now, where I'm at, where my current reality is at, with whatever you want desired, whether that's your financial situation, your relationship situation, or your career. Usually it boils down to those 3, right? Or a combination of those 3. So where are you in your current reality and your desired reality? What is that gap on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being not even close, I need help. Where are you? And so what we're going to be doing, now that I have your permission, we're going to be focused in on that gap, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm an 8. Where I'm at now with my relationship and the relationship that I'm an 8. I'm really wanting to manifest my desired relationship. And now what's going to happen is you're focused in on where you're at. You're looking at it. What happens in the unconscious is parts will light up or wake up. And the subconscious rather can see this, and it sees all the connections and the cobweb of intertwangled and intertangled programmings, desires, beliefs, ideas, and experiences, all of these parts that we suppress and all of these parts that we have not integrated into our wholeness, they're going to begin to wake up. And they're going to begin to show the subconscious the connections. And what we do is we give the subconscious the command to do a massive rewrite, because now it can see it all. And what it does is it gathers it all together in a perfect sequence, gathers it all together. And it like looking at the soccer field, it begins filling in those holes. And what's happening is all of those experiences begin to become integrated into the healing team. All of its knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is integrated into your wholeness. And the information is shared between your conscious personality and now these unconscious parts becoming integrated. That information is shared. However, the emotion reactions and the taking over sometimes of the personality, that is released. So you may even come to a point where you can start talking about what it was that happened that caused whatever trauma that happened, and you suppressed it and so that you can function. You built a wall so that you can function. So now what we want to do is get to a point where we're integrating these, because what happens is all of the things we want, whether it's money, relationship, career, house, whatever that is, material possessions, we get to a point where it becomes uncomfortable. And this is where you might feel stuck, unable to move forward, because anytime we get uncomfortable, those parts in the unconscious start to wake up and it pulls you back into your comfort zone and it sabotages you. Have you experienced this? So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to ask the subconscious. It's going to see all of this. And subconscious, please, you're seeing all of this. Please gather all of this and do a massive reprogramming of these experiences, ideas, beliefs, behaviors, all of these, integrating into the healing team, all of the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and letting go of the emotional responses and reactions and triggers. And then it starts working with the healing team and it integrates it in a cycle. It'll integrate some in rest, integrate some in rest. And so this is happening on such a deep, deep level that you're not consciously aware or feeling any of the pain, but you might be focused in on it and you want to stay focused in on it. And then what happens especially when it stops and it lets me know it's done processing. What happens is you might think about it, it's like, oh my God, it was a 7 or 8. Now it's more like a 4. And you might not know why, but the processing is happening. This is the process transformation method. We're using the subconscious to do the work because it can see the entire playing field. Whereas our conscious awareness, we're on the playing field. We're one of the soccer players on the playing field. So we can't see the whole playing field. And sometimes when we're on the playing field, we can't see those holes in the playing field. But when you're looking up and seeing all of it, you see the holes, especially when you become consciously aware of something. Oh, there's a hole. Oh, there's a hole. And you start to see the holes and you put your focus, awareness, and attention on it. And then the subconscious begins to automatically do a rewrite of these programs. And the rewriting of the programs are integrating into your wholeness so that the memories of those parts are now shared with your wholeness, but the reactions and the responses and the emotions are let go to the ocean because the ocean will take care of it. It's going to just trickle back to the ocean. Very good. And so somebody is watching. Hey, welcome, welcome. So it's processing. So this is the power of this work. And so how are you? Oh, wait. The healing team consists of, I'm looking at the homework now, so we're going to fill in. So we want to follow along with the homework. The healing team consists of your conscious awareness, the unconsciousness, and subconscious. This is the healing team. This is the wholeness that you are. So it's whatever you're consciously aware of, all the parts that are hidden away in the unconscious, and the subconscious. Next, how are you the genie and how are you the bottle? So again, the genie is the unseen part of you. It's like the electricity running through the wire, and then you plug in something and the machine begins to work. If you unplug it, the machine doesn't work. You can't see what it is, right? This is your genie. It is pure electricity. It is pure power. Then you have the bottle, which I like to call my meat suit. And there was a point in my life where, I was a 10 when it came to accepting my body. And now, some days I'm a 3, but most of the time, 1, this is my temple. And the manifestation of my temple are the choices I've made up until this point. And at one point, at the age of 35, and actually it was on my birthday, I got a diagnosis of cancer. And I had a choice. My choice was chemotherapy and radiation, or dealing with my baggage that I wasn't dealing with. And I chose to say no to traditional chemotherapy and radiation. And I was told I'd have 2 years to live. And that was in 2001. This June will be 19 years. So this is how long I've been doing this work. And this year, I'm 53. So 35 and 53. Yeah, I've come full circle. So understanding how to create this coherence and have the subconscious do the work, whatever's coming up in my experience, it's drawing to me something that might be hidden still in the unconscious. So now I put my focus and awareness and attention without reacting, and I begin to do the work. And sometimes it only takes 2 minutes. I take 2 minutes to do this work. All right, unconscious, there's parts waking up. Subconscious, there's parts waking up in the unconscious. Let's do this work. Now begin to do a massive rewrite on whatever this is, whatever is happening in my 5 sensory world. Let's heal it here. Once I heal it here, the world changes. My 5 sensory world completely changes. And you can experience this too. Massive changes. Having anxiety going from a 9 or 10 to a 1 in 15 minutes or less, is that valuable to you? Yes, I got a huge yes. Very good. So next, how are you the bottle? This is my meat suit. It has a name. It was born. It has a lifespan and it has an end. This is my bottle. It's here temporarily. And really, our meat suit doesn't really belong to us, does it? It belongs to time and space. But the energy part of us doesn't know time and space. Everything's now. That's why we can feel it and create a slide now. That has to become more real than what you see, hear, touch, taste, and use your five senses to detect. If you follow this and you get this, this is huge. This is huge shifts that can happen right here. Very good. So next, your takeaway from today. What is your biggest takeaway from today's session, and how you can, first of all, there's nothing that needs to be fixed, but how you can integrate into your healing team, which is you, all of these hidden, unprocessed, undealt with, unintegrated parts that usually pop up in the most inopportune ways, don't they? And it usually happens within your relationships because of what we're projecting from these hidden parts. Yes, we can start to heal these. And when these parts are healed and you're stepping into your purpose and you're stepping into the chaos that's going to be happening, and you're stepping into your purpose, basically, is the bottom line. You step into and uncover and discover your purpose. This is where the magic happens. This is where the magic happens. And we need this. We need for you to discover this. We need for you to heal so that you can step into being the change makers we need. Isn't that why we're here? Here in Kindred Women Empowered? Isn't that why we're here, to empower each other? This is why I'm doing this work. This is why I want you to learn this work and begin to heal on a deep level. So with that said, if there's nobody that wants to do a live demonstration, so I want to make sure that you have an opportunity. I do want to open up the opportunity to join us for the group work that we do, and at a substantial discount. So I'll be adding that link where you can go and check it out. I don't want to be salesy or anything, but I do want to let you know that there's an opportunity to do this work, and we're having a live session, a group session tomorrow, and starts tomorrow. So, and you can cancel at any time. It's very, very affordable. And also, if you have any questions about it, definitely tag me in this, and I'll be happy to have a conversation with you. Our intention here is to share this with you, to give you an opportunity to understand how you can make some massive healing shifts so that you can begin to do the work that we so need you to be, and step into this woman that needs to be here and help heal others, whatever that is for you. And we are here to support you. All right, with that said, I want to thank you for being on this journey with me. We have one more live, and that is tomorrow. In session 5, we are going to be going over again those questions, because remember, we started this journey with a snapshot of where you are. Now we're going to go back and answer those questions on where you are, after understanding how to apply just a few of these tools to yourself and do this work for yourself. And that difference is transformation. All right, so with that said, I want to thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And I also want to invite you to our group, Heartfelt Awakening. We have created this community for those who feel they're going through this awakening shift. So with that said, blessings.